Over the last day or so, we've watched as a hurricane, or at least the remnants of a hurricane, have passed through our area. And the other day, our power was out, and the wind was howling, and the trees were swaying, and the rain was pelting against the windows. And I didn't have a lot to do other than listen to the storm and think. And I had a couple of thoughts that occurred to me, and I'd like to kind of share them with you very quickly. The first one, let me start in Psalm 46, the 46th chapter of Psalm. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, and its waters roll and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. And it was really easy to visualize all of that while I thought of that passage the other day, and I thought of all of the people who were far less fortunate than we were, the people in Puerto Rico, the people in Cuba, the people in Florida who've suffered such incredible devastation. And even though we were getting wind and rain and I lost a few trees in the yard, the storm really didn't impact us like it did in other people. And so for that, we can truly be grateful. And the other thing that's important to realize is that all of us have storms in our lives. Sometimes they're natural storms like what we lived through the other day, but sometimes they're emotional storms, sickness, death of loved ones, financial hardship. These are all storms that we have to weather in our lives. And just as the psalmist said here, God is our refuge. And just a few verses later in this same chapter, in chapter 46, verse 10, he says something else. Be still and know that I am God. And I think it's important for us to remember that in the height of the crisis, many times there's nothing for us to do other than weather the storm. But we always need to remember that God is our refuge. Be still and know that He is God. One last thing I'd like to share with you. As the storm was passing, I also thought about how the storm moves across this vast ocean. And just a few degrees one way or the other in the track of that storm makes a really big difference in what's impacted, where that storm comes ashore. And I was struck by the fact how important little changes are in our life. We accept Christ as our Savior, and we're saved. But that's not where the story ends. This should be a lifelong journey. And it's important for us to strive to make those little changes every day in our life that moves our trajectory closer and closer to God. And those little changes in our life will impact those around us. We will be able to better model for them God and the importance of Christ. So let me just kind of wrap this up by saying that God is our ever-present refuge in times of trouble. Be still and know that He is God. He is there. He has not abandoned you. And in our daily lives, strive for those little changes every day to draw us and move us closer and closer to God so that we can be more Christ-like. Please remember those who are less fortunate than us, those who've lost homes, those who've lost loved ones in this storm. Be in prayer for them and be thankful for our safety and our deliverance from God. Thank you.